We have women, lots of women. Although, I will say, they don't really have that many women on the Dream SMP. Just saying. How's it going? I hope you're having a super awesome day. I'm really excited because today I'm going to be reacting to evanmcgaming's video, Dream SMP, The Complete Story, Lamberg Revolution. I did watch the first part, which was the Discs War, or whatever they called it. But I did watch that one, and then after watching that one, guys, I know in the last video, I said that I wasn't able to sit there and watch hours and hours of Dream SMP, but guess what? I did. I ended up finding tommyinnit's videos where he kind of gave summaries of all of the Dream SMP. I do know the Dream SMP story from his point of view because I watched every single episode in 2 days. It was ridiculous. I got nothing done those couple days. I'm also thinking I want to watch Wilbur's side of everything because I feel like he would probably have quite an interesting perspective, and he also has summed up videos on his channel as well. I'm excited to watch this because now it's more so summing up something I've already seen, and maybe I'll learn a couple new things that maybe I didn't learn from Tommy's point of view. I'm excited. I think this video is going to be super fun to react to, and I'm excited for it. So before we get started, make sure you super slap that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, and hit the bell so that you don't miss any of my future videos. Also, go follow me on all my social medias. They're here. All right, let's get started. I'm excited to watch this video. Also, go follow evanmcgaming. His link is in my description right now. He is really amazing at making these videos, and yeah.
Independence or death. Following the events of the first war in the Dream SMP, the tension between Dream and Tommy and Tubbo did not go away. Having been the only people to stand up to Dream, Tommy and Tubbo were not exactly friends with the most powerful man on the server.
Oh, also, I wanted to say that me watching it from Tommy's point of view, you know, that guy, he's a nuisance. He annoys me. He literally starts his videos off with, most people find me annoying when they watch my videos. And I'm like, yeah, because you're annoying. But I do love him. Like, he's somebody, he kind of grows on you, but he also is incredibly annoying. But I think he made the Dream SMP what it is today, and I think he's hilarious. But yeah, I just wanted to say that. I think if I ever got invited to the Dream SMP, my goal would genuinely be to annoy Tommy. Just because I think it would be hilarious, and he is the one annoying everyone all the time, so why not annoy him a little bit?
But they couldn't fight back. They didn't have the resources, the people, or the will to start another battle. Until a new player joined, who would change everything.
Wilbur! I love him.
Today, I will tell a story. A story of independence. A story of a people who rose up against tyranny. A story of revolution. This
I'm excited. I love this. I love this part. It was so funny.
SMP.
Wilbur's hilarious.
Really quick, this video took weeks to make, so if you could take 1
Guys,
second to
subscribe. I'm also gonna like. I'm already subscribed, of course.
Thank you.
And I'll also do all
also, thanks again
notifications.
To Lord Cancer for letting me use his recreation of the Dream SMP.
That's still so cool that they recreated
Make sure you go check out
it.
his channel if you're interested in seeing how he did it. Again, the link is in the description. Wilbur Soot.
He's so cute.
Songwriter, comedic genius, and visionary. Coming up with some of the most influential ideas in recent Minecraft history, Wilbur is a mastermind of virality. Creating his first video on March 29th, 2019, and using his experience from his time with the channel Soot House, Wilbur, in just under 2 years, has amassed over 3 million subscribers.
That's crazy.
So when it was announced that he would be joining the Dream SMP, people knew things would change.
I love that.
No one expected how much it really would. Being a genius of words and stories, Wilbur brought something to the table that no one had really considered. Tommy had a rough idea.
I honestly, I feel like Tommy just came in there and he was like, I just want to F things up, basically. And it caused a lot of like drama, and it was funny and it was entertaining. But Wilbur came along and he was like a storyteller. He like made it, he like took it to a whole nother level of like role playing. And I just thought that was awesome. Like they haven't even got into it yet. But honestly, when Wilbur joined was when I really became obsessed, because I don't know, I just really like the storyline. Anyway, I'll just keep playing it, but I really like Wilbur. He's hilarious.
Would go, but for the next story, Wilbur would take it a step further. The introduction of Wilbur marked a turning point in the SMP from a jumbled mess of conflict to
yeah,
something more.
that's what I said,
From
basically.
this point on, the story of the SMP would be planned out for the most part before it happened. Scripted improvisation.
That's cool. I like
And
that.
Wilbur,
Scripted
the main
improvisation.
writer, began his story the day he logged on. This marked the true beginning of the storyline of the Dream
Oh
SMP.
my gosh, wow.
Wilbur saw an opportunity in the Dream SMP. Not an opportunity for power or an opportunity for war, but an opportunity for business. And on July 24th, he logged on to the SMP and began moving forward. He started by building a caravan, camar van, the base of operations for his business. After this, he went to recruit his first business partner, tommyinnit. He then explained his master plan for their business. After tricking the rest
Okay,
of the
see, I actually haven't seen it from his point of view. I totally need to watch. Like, look, this is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna finish watching this, and then tonight I'm gonna start watching his side, and then I'm not gonna get anything done for the next 4 days, and I'm just gonna binge his videos. Why am I like this? But I haven't seen this. Like, I only saw when he actually recruited Tommy, and then they started like the revolution or whatever. But I missed all this. I feel like now I need to go watch it from his point of view. But I'm excited. I'm excited.
SMP members into giving up all of their blaze rods and brewing stands, Tommy and Wilbur would be able to produce all of the potions on the server, profiting from the newfound rarity of these
AKA,
potions.
they
Without
called it
hesitation,
drugs.
Tommy joined Wilbur, and together they began sweeping the server, convincing players to give up their brewing stands and blaze rods. They started with Tubbo. Tubbo, who trusted Tommy and Wilbur, fell victim to the scam,
Aww,
giving his
I love
brewing
Tubbo.
stands and water breathing potions. That being said, not everyone was convinced. One man saw right through their plan. Sapnap. As Tubbo attempted to give up a stack of blaze rods to the new business partners, Sapnap punched Tommy out of the way.
Oh,
taking them
and
for
stole
himself.
it.
With further suspicion of their operation, Sapnap followed Tommy and Wilbur back to their van, taking it upon himself to investigate. Entering the truck, Sapnap, against the will of Wilbur and Tommy, began looking around. And it only took him a few seconds to enter the back of the truck and find their brewing stands, thus exposing their plans of scamming the server into giving up all of their potion-making supplies. With their backs against the wall, the duo attempted to enlist the help of Fundy. Their plan to get Fundy on their side was to frame Sapnap as the bad guy. They then proceeded to hide the evidence.
I felt like I had seen, I was caught up and I knew everything, but I really didn't. I feel like I missed all of this by watching Tommy's videos. So now I definitely need to go watch Wilbur's videos because I'm lost. That's the thing with this Dream SMP. Everyone's like, watch Dream SMP. I'm like, it's so hard to get caught up and actually have seen everything because everyone just live streams it. So it's really difficult. That's a lot of time to invest.
As it turns out, Tommy had some unfinished business with Punk, having stolen from him once again.
Oh my gosh,
And
Tommy,
as
of
the team
course.
retreated to the van, Purpled and Punk came to confront Tommy. Wilbur walked out of the van, stalling Purpled and Punk just long enough for Tommy to escape through the floor of the van into a cave. Shortly after, the two noticed and began to pursue him.
Oh my goodness.
Wilbur, confronted only by Tubbo, logged out of the game to buy some more time. Lastly, Fundy stayed in the caravan, along with Tubbo and Eric, another member of the SMP who had recently joined. The guards stood, awaiting Wilbur to rejoin. Meanwhile, the pursuit of Tommy continued. And before long, they had found him. Surrounded, Tommy surrendered, being escorted to jail on half.
Tommy went to jail.
Tommy being captured,
oh my goodness.
One of the guards, Tubbo, began escorting Fundy to jail as well for conspiring to help Wilbur and Tommy. In a surprising turn of events, Eric betrayed the other guards, choosing to help the enemy instead. And just like that, Eric was an ally of the business. Knowing he was safe, Wilbur logged back in and conspired with Eric to free Fundy and Tommy. Their plan to free Fundy was easy as he was still being escorted by Tubbo. Eric would convince Tubbo to let him finish the escorting of Fundy to court, where he would then bring Fundy to his house, allowing him to plant Wilbur the ingredients for an invisibility potion. And the plan would have worked. But when Fundy and Eric reached Fundy's house, Purpled was there. Little did they know he had been spying on them in their voice call the whole time and knew Eric had betrayed them.
Wow.
He then quickly informed Sapnap of the news and requested him to come to Fundy's base as backup. While Sapnap was leaving for Fundy's base, he left Ponk in charge of watching Tommy. As the two sat in the courthouse, they began to talk. And before long, Tommy had convinced Ponk to help him escape.
Of course he had.
To have Ponk draw the guards back to the courthouse and escape through a hole he dug in the back of his cell. This was perfect timing for Sapnap and Purpled, as Sapnap had just arrived at Fundy's base and the two guards began escorting Fundy and Eric to court. After Wilbur transformed the van from the potion brewing station it was to a hot dog van,
hot dog fan. Honestly, I can't even believe how much of this I actually missed by watching Tommy's videos. I genuinely thought I had watched way more of this. I have some catching up to do still. Gosh, I thought I was getting ahead of it. Apparently not. I also didn't know that it was actually scripted. I thought they were just kind of role-playing. So it's like scripted slightly, but it's really improv. But like they know somewhat what like the direction it's going in. I thought it was just kind of role-play and they just went with it.
Before long, the trial had started and they were running out of time to escape. Ponk had been figured out and was thrown in jail with Tommy. And Purple went off looking for Wilbur, who had just began brewing. With Purple gone and Wilbur about to be compromised, all four of the prisoners dug out of their cells and ran. Everyone was on the run.
Oh my goodness.
After some fighting, everyone decided it would be best to meet back at the van. And as they were coming back, Tubbo and Wilbur began to talk. After explaining his plans to Tubbo and talking of the injustice they had done to him and his accomplices, Tubbo decided to join his side.
I love
and
Tubbo.
Just like that, with everyone safe in the van and a new member on their side, the businessmen had been through enough. They knew that the next time they logged on, they had to fight back.
The revolution!
They had an idea. The team would no longer be businessmen. They would be citizens of a new nation.
Mansburg! Lemansburg!
A revolution.
Oh my gosh.
During the time of
the
peace
sewer
after
system.
the First War, 2 new players joined the server. These players were Skeppy and Eric. For the most part, Skeppy did not play a major role in the story other than burning a new disc Tommy had gathered after the First War. Eric, on the other hand, did, and would play a major role in the new nation of Lemanburg.
I remember!
At least for a little while. The new builds included a sewer system that led to many areas of the server, Eric's castle, which eventually housed the throne for whoever held the title of King of the Dream SMP, a jungle base built far away by Tubbo,
that's so
and
cool.
a few new towers here and there. Bit by bit, development continued on the server, until
it's crazy.
The day Lemanburg was born.
Lemanburg!
This day marked the beginning of a new era in the Dream SMP. An era of independence. 3 days. That's how long the war would last. In
it's only
3
3 days.
The fate of their nation would be decided, and the wills of the men, and Tommy, who created it, would be tested beyond their limits. But before they could begin a revolution, their great nation needed a name. And Tommy had just the idea.
Wilbur, I've had the idea. I've had the idea.
Oh, I have a
Oh
lot.
my god.
Manberg.
Right after he pooped. Probably.
Mantopia.
I like Mantopia.
Yeah?
How do we make it European? Le Manberg.
Le Manberg.
Le
Yeah, that's funny.
Manberg.
Le Manberg. Where do you live? I live in the state of Le Manberg.
After the name was decided, the fellow citizens began
Oh my
to build
gosh.
a wall to distinguish their land from the greater Dream SMP. In their new nation, anyone would be allowed to make potions without being arrested, and the tyranny of Dream and his fellow Americans would no longer affect them.
See, this is like more the time, like when they kind of came up with the name and whatnot is more what I saw from Tommy's point of view. I feel like a lot of the stuff with Wilbur I missed. Definitely gonna have to watch his point of view because I remember this part distinctly, but that whole part where they were arresting them and stuff, I don't remember that as much. So I think maybe I missed some things watching Tommy's. Plus, I find Wilbur hilarious, so I definitely want to watch his point of view anyway.
Upon hearing the news of revolution brewing on the server, Dream went to confront the members of Lamamberg. This time, they didn't hide anything. The team explained that everything inside the walls was their land and would be governed and cared for by them, separately and under no rule of the greater Dream SMP. Included would be Tommy's Hill House, which would remain property of their nation as the Lamamberg Embassy.
Embassy?
Dream, however, was not convinced and left to conspire with his friends about what to do. Before long, Dream began bribing Tommy to leave Lamamberg and rejoin the greater Dream SMP.
Oh yeah, I remember
But
this.
he would have to do better
We have
than
women,
that if he
lots
wanted
of
someone
women.
to turn.
Although, I will say, they don't really have that many women on the Dream SMP. Just saying. I happen to be a woman, so I could maybe add to the population. I would honestly love to be part of the Dream SMP. I think it would be such a blast. It looks like a lot of fun. Everybody's hilarious. The Dream SMP is so funny and it deserves all the attention it's getting because they're very creative. Also, guys, by the way, I am going to be live streaming on Twitch twice a week very soon. I haven't decided which days yet, but I do plan to be live streaming multiple times a week on Twitch. So make sure that you go and follow me on Twitch so that you guys don't miss any streams. If you do miss a stream, don't worry, because I've created a second channel where I will be uploading all of my live streams so that if you guys missed any, you can definitely go check them out there. Follow me on Twitch and go check out my second channel where I'll be uploading my live streams.
But then, Tommy noticed something out of place.
I
After
was
the
not
squad about
expecting
what was
that.
happening, Tommy saw It's Alyssa walking away from the fire. She had taken it too far.
Wow.
As the team chased her down, she logged out to escape.
Oh,
The team camp, where she
sneaky.
disconnected. Wilbur convinced Tommy to take off his armor and use his words, as he would not let their new
Oh, yeah, I
nation of
remember
Lamamberg
this.
become the very thing he sought to destroy. Upon Alyssa rejoining, she began to run and Tommy killed her anyway. For Wilbur,
Typical
this
Tommy.
was the final straw. And when they all got back to Lamamberg, he temporarily dismissed Tommy, making him go back to his home in the greater Dream SMP. But then, word got out that Tubbo was being held hostage by Dream, Sapnap, and Puns.
Oh
Tommy
no.
knew if there was any time to regain Wilbur's trust, it was now. By saving Tubbo, he could finally be the hero for Lamamberg he had always wanted to be. But they took him hostage as well. After Tubbo revealed that he had invisibility potions, Dream and Sapnap decided they could not risk them escaping with their stuff and killed both of them. With this, Wilbur knew it was time. Time to make their revolution official. To free themselves of the tyranny and the aggression of the greater Dream SMP, and to officially declare their independence. Independence. And after some writing, Wilbur Soot, the leader of the great nation of Lamamberg, had drafted their Declaration of Independence.
It's funny because I know what's gonna happen, and I know what Lamamberg looks like now.
the nation of L'Manberg showed itself as a force to be reckoned with. And to Dream, this marked the point of no return. As long as L'Manberg stood, Dream knew he couldn't have control. And so, him, George, Sapnap, and Puns drafted another document. The Declaration of War.
Oh gosh.
Unlike the first war for Tommy's discs, this time there was much more at stake. This was not just a war for independence, but a war for power. And Dream would stop at nothing to put L'Manberg in the ground, if it was the last thing he'd do. Soon, everyone joined the call and reality began to set in. The Dream SMP army was there, and L'Manberg's was not. All Tommy and Tubbo could do was stall them and hope for the best. As Tommy arrived at his house to speak with Dream and his army, he found the entire property laced with TNT. Dream and his men gave Tommy and the rest of L'Manberg 1 day. 1 day to surrender, or everything they owned would be destroyed. And so, as Wilbur received the news, the true preparation for the final battle began.
I remember
Tommy.
all of this part.
And
Oh.
Wilbur and the rest of L'Manchildberg
L'Manchildberg.
are at war.
Do you know what we have that they don't have? We have camaraderie. We have a righteous cause. We have an area to defend.
There is no mercy. We have burnt down Tubbo's house. We have planted TNT cannons around your land. We have cobblestone walled the outside, and we have shot 1 warning shot inside your walls.
No matter what happens, no matter even if he destroys the very hot dog van that we live out of, until the day we stop breathing, that is when L'Manberg has fallen.
And we have no mercy! No mercy for you!
Do you know what he's driven by? Greed. Do you know what we're driven by? The defense of our land.
Do you understand? We will come. We will burn down your houses.
He can destroy the walls.
We will kill everything inside your walls.
He can slaughter our friends, our family.
And we will take back the land that is rightfully ours.
But until the day we stop breathing, the minute we let go of that dream, that's when he has won. Men, are you going to let go of that dream?
I want to see white flags! White flags outside your base by tomorrow at dawn, or you are dead!
Wow, he sounds so angry. Jeez, Dream.
The day of reckoning. And as Dream and his army looked to the skies of L'Manberg, no flags flew. Today, there will be war. Before Wilbur logged on, Tommy and Tubbo were attacked. After losing a few useless items, they retreated to L'Manberg, where they waited for the official start of the war. Then their leader Wilbur joined the server. With Dream and his men camping the cobblestone wall they had built around part of L'Manberg, the revolutionaries retreated to the van and began to create a plan of action. Wilbur emphasized the importance of the element of surprise, as their team was completely outgeared by Dream's army. While they discussed their plan, Dream and his men spread to each wall, surrounding them. Staying true to their peaceful origins, now was not the time to armor up. Using their words,
Oh my gosh, yeah, I
Wilbur
remember
and
this.
Tommy attempted one final time to resolve things peacefully. But once again, it didn't work. And as the two sides regrouped, they prepared for the Battle of the Ages.
Oh my
The war
gosh.
for independence, and most of all, the war for power.
He was just trying to peacefully
Wilbur
end
decided that it would be a
end
greater
this, and
benefit for the
instead
group
they
if he
started a
watched the
war.
battle from above.
He just
This
wanted
meant
independence.
The one leading them into battle would be Tommy. As they began making their way to the battlefield,
I don't know how
they took
smart
it
that
all in.
is.
As the enemies stared each other down, they both waited for the first move to be made. Then, a shot was fired by Dream. But it was nowhere close to the opposition. Confused, everyone thought he missed. But he didn't. This was the first trap of the war and managed to take out Fundy.
Oof.
Immediately, the L'Manberg army retreated inside Tommy's house as arrows began to rain down from above. Totally undergeared, Tommy crafted a bow and missed the only shot he had. It had been less than a minute since
I
the
remember
first shot was
that.
fired, and they were already backed into a corner. As Tommy began to retreat, Wilbur pulled everyone back. They had to hold their ground. Placing half slabs on the windows, the men began returning fire. It didn't take long for them to realize that their shots weren't doing much. They needed another plan. Tommy suggested purling on top of the tower and knocking them all off. But Tubbo reminded him that Dream had his end crystals from when they killed him earlier. Fundy, however, had a better idea. Using an invisibility potion, he would sneak up the tower, knocking all of them off,
Smart.
and escaping unseen. This would be their next plan of action.
Super smart.
But as everyone walked outside to draw fire away from Fundy, they realized the arrows had stopped being fired, and Dream's army was falling back to Ponk's tower. In an attempt to effectively counter their enemy's new position, the L'Manberg army traveled to the nearby Punza's tower. This tower stood at nearly the same height as Ponk's tower and would allow for the fire to continue.
Oh my goodness.
But Dream's army didn't climb the tower. This meant that when Tommy and Tubbo reached the top and began firing down, the Dream SMP army could not shoot high enough to hit them. They were completely safe. Because of this, as well as fire from the rest of the L'Manberg army down below, Dream ordered his men to retreat once again. This was huge. Somehow,
Looked like he was gonna
with the
miss.
upgrade, L'Manberg was driving Dream's army out of their own land.
Oh my gosh.
And with this victory, Eric convinced the rest of the group to join him in L'Manberg, for he had been grinding for a secret weapon. Something that would turn the tides of the war and secure victory. A surprise attack. But something was off. As the group moved closer and closer to the final control room, they only became more and more confused, until they were all there, gathered around a single wooden button. Tommy could not handle the suspense and pressed the button.
Oh my
The
gosh.
room fell silent. Then
I don't remember this either.
There's nothing in the chest.
Oh my god.
Down with the revolution, boys. It was never meant to be.
just like that, they all had nothing. All
I
of their
remember
armor
that.
and weapons had been stolen or burned, and they all retreated to the van. The place where it all began.
They were what's the word I'm looking for? Eric ended up being a traitor. How rude of him.
Wilbur, alone, attempted to negotiate with Dream. But it was no use. And yet another ultimatum was set. If L'Manberg did not fly white flags signifying their surrender of the war, Dream would blow up it all. Believing this was a bluff, Wilbur followed Dream back to L'Manberg, where him and his men gathered at the wall for their final statement. Then, they all remembered the start of the war. The trap, the explosion. They had to stop. It was too late. All they could do was watch.
Gary, get back. Don't let this hurt you guys. Don't let this be hurt you.
The land.
Aww.
Their nation. The van. It was all gone. The dream of independence. A chance at freedom. Gone with the swift shot of an arrow. And with that, Wilbur, along with his right-hand man, went to negotiate the terms of surrender. And as they met with Dream, Tommy began to run his mouth, and Wilbur's attempts at calming him were no use. Tommy went on.
Oh my
insulting
gosh.
Dream and even challenging him to a 1v1 bow duel. But then something happened that was expected by absolutely no one. Dream was interested in the duel. And so, a civilized discussion began, and within minutes, a final duel was in place. Both Tommy and Dream would line up on half a heart. After taking 10 paces each, the two would turn around and fire bow shots at each other. The first person to land a shot would win the duel. The stakes were the highest they'd ever been. If Tommy won, L'Manberg would be given its independence. But if Dream won, not only would L'Manberg lose its independence for good, but Tommy would have to give Dream Mellow High, one of the 2 discs he won back from Dream in the first war. With everything on the line,
gosh.
the sun fell low in the sky.
I love the music.
Was a showdown. The creator of the server and most powerful man there versus Tommy, the scrappy 16-year-old with a dream of freedom.
Oh my gosh,
Took their
this is
positions.
so funny.
Wilbur stood in the center and would be counting off their 10 paces. The fate of L'Manberg was now in the hands of Tommy. All his friends could do was watch and pray. The count began.
I kind of forget what happened.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
The world stood still. And
Wow.
then
10 paces fire.
Ah.
Tommy had lost.
Ah.
L'Manberg had lost for the second time.
So
And
sad.
Tommy owed Dream the very disc he spent days fighting to get back. With this, it once again seemed that all hope was lost for L'Manberg. But one final twist. Tommy had an idea. One that would fly in the face of everything he was known for. He requested for Dream to join a private call, and he did. This is what happened.
Dream, I know what you want from me. I'll give you both of the discs if you let us have our independence. Both of them.
Wait. That is a very, very interesting deal. That is very selfless of you. Those are your discs.
For the Manberg, you know?
For L'Manberg.
Okay, I will. How about this? I'll grant you technical independence for both discs. We will not go into your grounds unless we're allowed, and we will.
You
attack
respect
you.
us. Yeah, just independence,
Yes, we
man.
will
Just
respect
independence.
you.
Tommy,
So
despite
selfless.
for his entire time on the SMP thinking only of himself and his own wants and needs, laid down his most prized possessions. for
What
the
a
greater
redemption
good of
arc
the nation.
for Tommy.
Wilbur gathered the men to write the Decree of Independence. It read,
Independence.
"We gaze upon the swaths of redwood trees, the great hills to our south, and the walls that have protected us for years. I, as the now president of L'Manberg, hereby state
Suck it, green boy!
Oh my gosh, I remember that.
life, liberty, and the pursuit of freedom. With Wilbur being the self-elected president of L'Manberg,
Oh yeah, I remember that
the
too.
new players, upon hearing this, titled him a dictator. What resulted from these accusations sparked a new era in the storyline. A different kind of war. This was the first annual L'Manberg election.
Oh yeah! I can't wait for that one. That's gonna be so good! Make sure you guys go check out his channel, subscribe, watch the original video, all that good stuff. Make sure you like it, hit the bell, subscribe to evanmcgaming. He has done an amazing job with these videos. For sure takes him a long time to edit these videos and create these videos, so he deserves love. I can't wait to watch the next summary, which I think he's coming out with quite soon, so I'm excited to watch that. Really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure that you go follow me on Twitch, like I said earlier. Also, go and follow my second channel that will be linked down below, where it will have all of my Twitch streams uploaded to there, so that if you missed any, you won't have to worry. You can watch them there. I just want to give a quick shout out to my super supporters. You guys are absolutely amazing. I appreciate you guys very much. You allow me to keep creating content for you and everyone else. And if anybody else wants to become a super supporter, then hit that join button below the video. And also, if you guys want to follow me on social media, here are all of my social media handles. And yeah, go follow me. Also, all the links are down below. All right, guys, if you enjoyed that video, make sure you super slap that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up and the bell so that you don't miss any future videos. And I will see you guys in the next one.